next year will be the 20th anniversary of Americorps, which is something that I'm particularly proud of my father. I'm proud of my father for lots of reasons, but I'm particularly proud of him for creating Americorps for a few reasons. One, because it kind of gave an outlet to this clear demand that young people had to serve. And I think that just in and of itself was an important signal, that we had a way for young people to serve if they felt called to the military, but not if they really felt called to sort of civilian service. Second, because it is a partnership across multiple levels of government. So cities, counties, states can say to Americorps, we need help in our local parks. Or we need help with data entry to figure out how to have traffic move more efficiently. I mean, there can be very specific requests that cities and states say that they could use an Americorps Corps member for a year, or in some instances 2 years, to help solve. And yet, in most years, Americorps gets 10 applications for every 2 spots that it has. And so although we somewhat did a better job of creating supply for demand, there's clearly still a great disequilibrium between what young people and increasingly actually retired people who want to participate in Americorps are saying, I want to serve, and the opportunities available for them to serve. And so I hope, and this is something that actually there's legislation that has said we should fully fund Americorps, and it was passed and the president signed it, but we haven't had a budget since 2009, and we're probably not going to get one this year. It doesn't seem to be heading in that direction. And so this is something that I think sadly, like poverty, gets neglected because it either isn't sort of so urgent, or because as much as young people have politically participated more reliably, we're still not remotely at the levels of either percentage participation or numbers of older people. So disappointed young people getting slightly disaffected because they couldn't serve in Americorps isn't a kind of do or die political pivot for people. But I hope that the 20th anniversary can put some coherent political pressure, and I hope that this can, again, as it was in its original incarnation, be depoliticized. There's a lot of Republican and Democratic gubernatorial mayoral support for fully funding Americorps, and so I hope that that in particular, sort of the localized base of support, will kind of push Congress to actually appropriate the money so that Americorps can be fully funded. And I hope that if that happens and it as successful as we all would hope it would be, that could start to build a path to real citizen service in our country. And I think it would send a very strong message to young people that we value citizen service just like we value military service, and we want anyone to be able to grow up and serve in Americorps.